After a career that included 4 bankruptcies for companies controlled by Trump, political watchers are wondering, is the Donald all talk when it comes to his money? John Burnett is business consultant and a New York State GOP strategist and advisor. He joins us now to talk more about this. You know, when we talk about money, Americans like to be wealthy, but do they want to hear their political candidates tell them how rich they are?
Well, when we look at the current economy and people are trying to strive to make ends meet and find ways to grow their income, that's the type of people that we should be listening to. Successful entrepreneurs.
Okay, so how successful, though, is Mr. Trump? He says he's worth about $9 billion. And if you look at the numbers, do you believe it?
Well, when I look at the numbers, it says 8.7 to be exact, give or take maybe a couple of million. Not sure. But the question is, we all know that he's successful, and he's done it time and time again.
But there's some questions, though, and this is going to come up, though, because he says, for example, he licenses his name, as you know, to buildings, and he has assigned a value to that number. As people dig through the financials, if they think that he's being maybe a little bit grandiose, he's rich, there's no question about that, but if they think he's being more grandiose, isn't that going to reflect badly on him?
Well, when I look at his financial statement right here, looks like that line item is $3.3 billion. So even if you back that out,
he's got a lot of money
in the bank. He's still well over $5 billion. And you heard the clip. He's going to run on his own money.
Donald Trump plays very well in New York. We like brash. We like showmanship. His TV show is popular. But New York candidates, in general, do not always translate well nationwide. How do you think he's resonating and his speech resonating across the country?
I think when you look at the job market participation, or I should say the lack of the participation, is the highest that it's been in American history. When you look at the current unemployment rate, and then when you add the people that are actually working part-time jobs when they used to work full-time jobs.
We just talked about that before.
Exactly. The number is more at 11%. And when you look at the urban community, which is usually double that amount, they have an unemployment rate of over 20%. So I think his message will resonate. And I think the message of other GOP candidates that will be addressing education, real jobs, both blue and white-collar jobs, I think that message will resonate.
But does he have a policy? I mean, he's making statements, but okay, what is his policy other than I'm a really rich guy and I want Oprah Winfrey on my ticket, which he said the other day? What is his policies going to be? And I don't think Oprah's going to take him up on it, by the way, but what is his policies to get you there? He's not talking about it, is he?
When you look at all of the announcements that have been made on the right and left, they never really talk too deeply or specifically about the policy. They usually come out with the different elements of the policies across a broad spectrum as they go around to the different states. And leading up to the debate, that's when Donald Trump's energy will really bring about.
That's my question, is do you think he's a serious candidate? And the other Republicans, he may box out some other serious candidates. I mean, can Lindsey Graham get enough oxygen now because Donald Trump is in the race?
You know, the political landscape is the survival of the fittest. At one point in time, when you look at the 2008 election, at one point people said that Obama doesn't have a chance against Hillary, and then next thing you know, he gained momentum. So I don't think we should discount any candidate at this time. I think, again, what Donald Trump brings to the table is an honest discussion about key issues that matters most to Americans.
And the question is, though, as we get further down the process, he's going to have to reveal a lot more about his finances.
Absolutely.
Do you think he's going to do it?
Well, he's taken this step. You know, many people didn't think that he would come this far to announce a presidential run, and he's done that. So again, I think what he brings to the table is the energy and the honesty, and in terms of bringing about an in-depth conversation about the key issues that matters most to most Americans.
And his track record, though, business-wise, that's going to be under scrutiny as well. Those 4 bankruptcies, companies that he has controlled.
Right. When you look at GM and Ford and other
yeah, but they're not running for president.
Right. But the point is that they've learned from those successes and they came back, and America is strong. So I think that. You know, in my business career, I didn't want to hire anyone that hasn't failed because they didn't taste the bitterness of failure. And a person that has tasted that failure knows what it takes to succeed.
John Burnett, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you again. All right.